Okay, cool guys. Can you hear me well? If yes, let's start. Okay, this is the title of our presentation. And my question is, have any of you ever heard about this guy before? This is Derek Colonna, a Swiss cross-country skier. He has 4 overall victories in World Cup Championship, 3 Olympic gold medals, and 3 victories in Tour de Ski in his career so far. During the training sessions for the Olympics in Sochi, he tore several tendons in his right ankle. Only 3 months later, he took 2 gold medals in Sochi. His professionalism is an inspiration for many people involved in the sport industry. The world loves such a story as this one, where the success is achieved by blood, sweat, and tears. Since 2010, Colonna has been a part of the Odlo.com family, contributing his professional input to the development of the latest technologies. Well, he was also responsible for the design and the development of the racing suit for Sochi. What you need to know is that in general, Audit.com is quite revolutionary and pioneering company. The whole story begins almost 70 years ago in the capital city of Norway, Oslo, where Odd Ruar Lufterud son was training with the Norwegian junior speed skating team. To save him from freezing, his father designed a new kind of suit using Helanka fiber. When Odd Ruar Jr. pulled on the suit, his teammates were blown away. Soon, everyone wanted a Helanka fiber. Basically, by the time the Olympic came around in 1972 in Sapporo, there were 22 nationalities teams who were using Odlo gear. Fortunately, that story is not about their discoveries and impressive history, but about hard and tough path to profitable e-commerce business, a path not unlike Colonna's Runs for Gold. We started our cooperation between Divante and Odlo after Meet Magento Switzerland in December 2015, as you can see here, from the low-hanging fruit, which was the code review. It was also a really important part. We localized bottlenecks, prioritized list of issues, and we deliver a roadmap to ensure a higher quality code in the future. In the meantime, we've conducted a customer experience audit to realize where we have the bottlenecks, where we have the gaps by which the end users leaves the store most commonly. February was quite tough time for all of us because of the website migrations to servers administrated by Divante. It was the end of the winter season, so yeah, the risk was truly significant. After that successful surgery conducted on living, breathing website, we move on the cooperation with the implementation of the third-party systems like Bronto, Clevu, and Nosto, which are also the milestones for them for reaching higher conversion rates. 404 page, new product page, and checkout were natural next steps after getting 100 pages customer experience audit. We would love to tell you more about this and the future changes in greater detail now.
It's quite overwhelming when you have to step into existing project, as we did on the beginning of cooperation with Odlo, because they already have a website on Magento 1 that was facing many different challenges, many different problems. So we decided to use from the technology point of view, approach well known in IT, like divide and conquer, to conquer all the challenges into 4 categories. First of all, we have to deal with bug fixing, with the maintenance of the existing site to keep it up and running, and only after that we can go with further development, like conversion rate optimizations, other steps. As the winter season, as Chris just said, was coming, the urgency to do something fast was really, really high. To achieve results very quickly, we established a Scrum team, which consists of all the specialities needed to resolve the problems, like software developers, project manager, quality assurance engineers. all those guys were dedicated to Odlo, working full-time only on this project, and being able to make all the decisions as close to the issues, as close to the problems, and as fast as it is possible. They worked in 2 bi-weekly iterations, deploying changes after each sprint. They implemented tools like Jira, like Bitbucket, like Slack for communication, because we were a remote team to Odlo. We implemented some Scrum routines like daily meetings on the Slack and on the Hangouts, as well as weekly retrospectives where we summarize and check what was done and what to do next. As Chris mentioned, we started with code review. Code review is an extremely important task when you're getting into someone else's code base. It's kind of expertise audit, where our architects and software engineers are digging into the existing code, trying to find out where are the bottlenecks there, like performance bottlenecks, where are the security issues to be fixed, if the code is ready to be updated, like Magento updates, or maybe some core changes were applied to Magento code, which also need to be fixed. Code review process unveils the amount of technical debt. All IT project contains some amount of technical debt, but the situation in Odlo was pretty serious, with a lot of modules done with the spaghetti code approach, with messy workarounds, to this point that doing any new changes, implementing any new features was a real struggle. So we created about 40 pages long report after the code review, which became the backlog for developers. We prioritized the issues using the 4 categories I mentioned before, and focused on the critical ones at first. The main issue for the site was that it was going down constantly. Here you have a chart showing the number of failures, of critical errors on the web page during the day. As you see, as the traffic was growing during the holiday season starting from November, the number was up to 500 downtimes during the day. Of course, some of them were really short, like a few seconds, but some of them were like a few minutes or a few dozen of minutes. So they simply ruined their conversion, they ruined their earnings. It was really serious situation. What we started to fix after the code review was some basic issues like re-implementing the Magento indexation process, which is a common issue for Magento. When you change a lot of products, it can make deadlocks on the database and block out the site. We implemented Varnish cache, Redis cache, to some other code optimizations to make the site work smoothly. This was the first stage, like improving the code base. The second stage was to migrate the site to our infrastructure, which is based on private cloud. We are using cloud approach on Amazon and OVH. It depends on the localization of the target customers to ensure us in 2 critical areas. The first one is the availability to add new nodes to the cluster, new servers very quickly, or even automatically using autoscaler features as the traffic is growing. You cannot do this without cloud approach. The second area is to maintain the high availability. What I mean by high availability is architecture when you have redundancy, like you have 2 applications, 2 or 4 or 6 or whatever, application server, database server, and so on. But if one goes down, the another one can step into its role. The third and last step was to implement proper processes. The most crucial process when you are developing and maintaining the website is the deployment process, because it's all about releasing, publishing new changes. The time we entered the Odlo project, it was done by FTP server, like copying change files, which was crazy, because if something went wrong, like they find some critical issues after deployment or some procedures during the deployment failed. They even had downtimes like few hours because they have manually fix it very quickly. It is crazy. So we moved to Guild workflow, Guild flow. We implemented deployment using Guild that are fully transactional, so you can release software in a few minutes, and then if needed, you can revert it also in a few minutes. So it's critically important. We also implemented a Divante SWAT, Divante SWAT team. It's a team of administrators that are on 24/7 duties at Divante, and they have monitoring systems like Zabbix, like New Relic, to find out the issues before end clients, and fix them. We guarantee such low fix times, not reaction times, like 1 hour for Odlo, and it works pretty cool, as you see on the chart. After implementing those 3 steps, the number of downtimes goes to 0, almost to 0. Then we can go with new features, like implementing some cool marketing features like Bronto, Clevo for better search results, for better conversions on search, like Nosto, and of course doing some redesign to improve the conversion rate, and this is something that Chris will present you.
Yeah, exactly. We launched customer experience audit after 3 months of collecting data and work of our specialists, and it combines 2 points of view and 2 sources of information to provide complex knowledge about the Odlo e-store. Well, the first one was in-depth, qualitative expert analysis conducted by UX designer using heuristics and cognitive walkthrough. 2, quantitative data-rich web analysis performed by web analysts and e-marketing specialists who are using various tools and methods, tools like Google Analytics, of course, Adobe Analytics, and Hotjar, for example. The result was 100-page comprehensive report, which includes general and specific conclusions of the analysis. These were all prioritized according to the impact of business, and it of course contains as well the recommendations and best practices. So what were the main problems for the Odlo users? I would say that lack of the support for the users who are trying to accomplish their entirely different task. The website wasn't optimized, and the loading times were far too long. The page didn't automatically redirect to the proper language version, and keep in mind that they are from Switzerland, while mostly selling the products cross-border. There was also plenty of issues with the third-party systems, like the ERP system Intex, and another huge problem for all of us were the mobile, for sure. The customer experience on mobile was really bottlenecks for all the users. And well, almost 40% of the traffic comes from the mobile devices. Please look on the right side on the comparison. As you can see, the shopping cart icon is literally under the hamburger menu. The graphic is not adjusted to the desktop but to the mobile, and another issue here is that navigation is going off in a different direction. In the middle of the slide you can see Bra Finder, 3 quick steps to find your perfect bra, which is not easy at all. In the lower left corner there is a large white hole, and believe me, nothing worked as it should have. I'm left wondering if there was any lucky woman who passed through the process successfully. So what we have changed here was first of all highlighting the call to action and fix the slider, fix all the bugs, provide smoother mobile experience, and of course, as you can see here, it works pretty much better. A product page is a very important part of all of your business, I would say, in the case of e-commerce, because here is when the decision is making. So, as you can see here, on the right side of the slide, we moved all the information about the product, like model, color, size, also call to action button, just here to the top. The drop down, I mean the drop size, is no longer in drop down menu. So there was a lot of problems for the users on mobile devices to pick your size. Well, what's more here? We also ensure a higher quality of content to provide all the information about the product for them, how to take care of the products in simple and easy to identify icons. What's more, we added the add to wishlist button here, which is quite popular in all fashion brands right now. We also implemented third-party systems like Nostro recommendation engine, and you can simply leave your review about the product here. In some cases, a 404 page might be the first impression a user has of your site. Why not to make it a good one? We should remember that all in all, the main aim of 404 page is to redirect the user to the place he's looking for as quickly as is only possible. Therefore, we need to avoid a kind of a blind alley. That's why we implemented a back to the homepage button and Nostro recommendation engine with the best sellers. We stayed creative but didn't get crazy, and I think that was our main aim here. Sorry. A checkout flow is where the money is at. Therefore, these steps need to be considered really carefully. Our main goal here was to clear all the checkout form from any unnecessary information, from any distractors, and there was plenty of them. During our analysis, we localized a lot of problems within the purchase path. The main one was signing up to an existing account, and the other one was a form validation. Okay, so what happened when the mobile pages became pleasurable? It was highly and positively affected by the conversion rate, which increased as much as 102%, and the number of orders from this funnel grew 90%, and I think it's quite a lot of. Well, bounce rate, which is the percentage of the users who came to the Odlo site and leave without viewing other pages, has dropped significantly, 40%. It was the result of reduced lower time of pages, higher quality of the content, consistent graphic design, and lower failure rate of service as well. All in all, we should remember that the main aim of each of the stores is to sell more and make more profit. It was positively affected by the conversion rate, which has risen by as much as 30%, as you can see here. The revenue from the youngest group of the users has tripled, and we should also remember that after that, the e-com department became the most profitable part of the whole business of Odlo.com. But it's not the end of the story. We start something new right now.
So yeah, I'm really excited about the next step we plan with Odlo team for 2017. We have 4 key points on our roadmap. 2 of them we already started, like Magento 2 migration. We are now in the analysis phase. We plan to migrate the whole site from 1.9 to 2.1 in next 6 months. The decision was tough, but I think all of you have to make such decision this year, as Magento is ending the support for 1.x in 2018. So we decided to not wait anymore and use the occasion for migrating the site to do the even more deeper redesign for mobile sites using mobile first approach, and also to clean up the messiness in the code base to pay off the technical debt. It is great occasion to do that during the migration, because the Magento 2 has really changed between 2 and 1. So many modules has to be rewritten, all the front end has to be rewritten, but it's a great occasion to optimize it. So we are now in the process of doing that. The second very important part is about the integration with ERP. They are using Intex, but the integration that is working there right now is crazy. It's like uploading XML files to some server and then doing all the changes at once. So it blocks database, it generates a lot of issues. There are 2 days per week that we have manually do something with this migration. It's waste of our time, of other resources as well. So we decided to do the migration the right way, using the enterprise service bus approach. Enterprise service bus is really cool thing. Is something that queues all the messages that are going between systems. It's extremely easy to implement any new system to the IT infrastructure using enterprise service bus. So when they decide someday to do the click and collect or any other features, they simply can connect the POS systems to the service bus without affecting any changes to the e-commerce, to the ERP, because all those systems are already integrated into the bus. PIM is key for fashion. Product information is key element of any fashion brand or any fashion store. We have much experience in fashion, but too many times I encountered the approach that the products were managed in MS Excel and some network drive for photos. It's crazy, because if you have a few thousand of SKUs per year to be changed, or a few millions, as we had as one of the projects, it's crazy to manage that. So the PIM system, like PIM Core, we are using PIM Core for that. It is really cool. We implemented a workflow module for PIM Core that allows you to create the workflow of steps to be executed on each product by separate departments, because it is how it works in fashion brands, like project manager or ERP system. It can be automatically introduce the product to the workflow, then the stylist composes the look with these products and other kinds of products with some additional stuff. Then photographer came into scene and take the photos, retouching process and other kind of stuff. You can manage it in the PIM. It also gives you a very easy way to manage all the digital assets, like video files, like photos, like different photos for different devices, like for RWD and other kind of stuff. And what is also cool with PIM Core is that it's not only master data management system for managing product, but it's also enterprise grade CMS system. And why CMS is important in fashion? Because of storytelling. Storytelling can improve your conversion by 400% in some cases. What is storytelling? It's telling the story about the products in many different ways. You can include some user-generated content like recommendation, like reviews. You can create some features like buy the look, or when you are buying all the products on the stylization. You can simply take some pictures and write story about that, including products to be buy on the page. And doing it in the plain Magento is extremely hard. A lot of our customers are struggling with it, involving developers on each time that they would like to have another landing page or another marketing campaigns, which is crazy, because it's better to have visual merchandisers or category managers to deal with that. And PIM Core is a tool that allows you to manage the store like that. And we do the approach that we manage the product page, home page, stylization page, and blog using 100% PIM Core. So you have full visual edition tools to manage these sites. And then we include the widgets with products from Magento. So it also works fully automatic with Magento checkout as well. and it's pretty cool. So doing the redesign of Odlo with migration to the 2.0, we are in parallel design the CMS features on the BIM core as well. So basically that's all from us. If you are interested in extended version of this presentation, some material or of storytelling and fashion, we can send it to you. Just grab us email or leave our name card. We have also really interesting personalized to this event report about e-commerce trends for 2017. You can download it for free from our page as well. It's pretty cool. So that's all. We are here during the break, so let's chat or something. Thank you very much.